am on the other side of this. Like, we've been divorcing now through this process for a whole year. And, you know, it's caught up with what I had to do.
Right.
So, like, emotionally, I feel like I'm ready to be done with it. I'm ready to heal, ready to move on. But, you know, here comes the reality show. So here's the part of my life where it gets interesting. I'm done with the divorce, but I had to deal with it, all the darkness on camera.
All right, let's break this all the way down, because Porsha Williams is facing a serious financial situation, and it's getting more complicated by the day. It all started a while back when her now estranged husband, Simon Gobadia, gave her a pretty sweet deal. When they were still together, Simon let Porsha live in their luxury home for free for 36 whole months. That means she didn't have to pay a single dollar toward the mortgage. Why? According to court documents, Simon said Porsha didn't have a job at the time, and he wanted to give her some space to get her finances in order. Basically, it was like a grace period for her to get back on her feet financially. But now, that time is running out. The 3-year window is almost over, and Porsha was supposed to refinance the house in her own name once the deal ended. But here's the issue: when she tried to do that, the bank reportedly denied her application.
I've been divorcing now through this process for a whole year. And, you know, it's caught up with what I had to do.
Right.
So, like, emotionally, I feel like I'm ready to be done with it. I'm ready to heal, ready to move on.
Why? Because her credit isn't in great shape. Allegedly, her credit score is too low to qualify for a mortgage, especially one for a home of this size. We're not talking about a regular house with a small monthly payment here. This property costs tens of thousands of dollars a month to maintain. And Simon? He's not helping anymore. In fact, he testified in court that just keeping the house going, mortgage, bills, utilities, upkeep costs about $50,000 every month. Porsha disagreed and said it's closer to $20,000. But either way, it's a huge amount, especially if you're not earning a steady income. Before we start judging Porsha, though, let's talk about how she got here. Remember back when she shocked everyone by announcing she was engaged to Simon? That was messy in itself because Simon was still married to Porsha's former Real Housewives of Atlanta castmate, Fallon, at the time. Still, Porsha and Simon went full steam ahead and ended up having 2 massive, extravagant weddings. We're talking designer gowns, gold decorations, traditional Nigerian ceremonies, the whole fairy tale vibe.
I want you to record in the house?
Yes. So I did.
But it was your house.
Yes, our house. So, I mean, I know he's explained it 1,000 different ways online. He has documented our entire divorce on the Simon Show online, and then I have the Housewives, I suppose. But yeah, there is paperwork in place that would make it a marital property 50-50 split. Outside of that being enforced, it is a premarital property or whatever.
But just like the saying goes, not everything that shines is gold, because now, less than 2 years later, they're heading toward divorce. When they got married, Simon moved Porsha into a massive $7 million mansion in Duluth, Georgia. He put her name on the deed, but not the loan. That's important. He told the court that she wasn't making money when they married, so he covered all the bills, including the mortgage, utilities, and other household expenses. Again, he said it cost him about $50,000 each month to keep it all running. But that setup wasn't meant to last forever. The agreement was that after 36 months, Porsha would refinance the mortgage in her own name. That means she'd take full responsibility for the house just like any homeowner would. But now, it turns out she can't. And we're not just guessing. Porsha admitted in court that she needed the entire 3 years just to try to get her financial footing back. Now some people might wonder, if the house is in her name, why can't she just refinance it? The answer is, it's not that easy. Banks don't play around with multi-million-dollar homes. They want to see a solid credit score, reliable income, and proof that you can actually handle those payments. According to court filings, Porsha doesn't currently meet those requirements. Simon even said she wouldn't get approved, and apparently, he was right.
Just because you're going through a divorce doesn't mean you hate someone. I hate actions, I hate lies, I hate a lot of characteristics, but I love the person, you know, and I would never wish harm on anybody. And at the end of the day, I know that he's the type of person, he's a slithering snake. He's gonna find his way out of it. I'm sure he'll be fine.
The bank already turned her down. Let's be honest here. Anyone who's ever tried to get a big loan knows the bank doesn't care if you're on TV or have 1 million followers. If your credit's bad and your income isn't stable, you're not getting that loan. It's just that simple. So now, here's where things get really tough. Porsha has a huge house under her name, but no help from Simon, no approved mortgage, and no clear financial plan. The 36 months are almost over, and once that grace period ends, if she doesn't come up with a solution fast, she might be forced to leave the house. Simon already made it clear in court he's done paying. No more mortgage help, no more covering bills, and no spousal support either. He's financially out of the picture. And here's the kicker: Simon has already moved on, not just emotionally but physically and financially. He's made it clear he's not coming back to fix anything. He told the court that it's Porsha's responsibility now, and he's completely out.
The thing about me and my fans do respect, I'm transparent. So even though it didn't turn out the story that I wanted to share, I still was open with what I had.
Another issue that came up in court was about child support. Porsha claimed that she had helped Simon with his child support payments. That would have been a pretty big deal. If it were true, it would show that she was supporting him financially while trying to manage her own struggles. But the problem? She didn't provide any proof. No receipts, no bank records, no screenshots, nothing. In court, it's not enough to say you did something. You've got to prove it. And because she didn't, it made her entire story seem shaky. Now, back to the house situation. If Porsha can't refinance it, her only real option might be to sell. But that's easier said than done. The real estate market right now isn't exactly ideal, especially for homes in that price range. Plus, when buyers know that someone has to sell a property, they often make lowball offers. People don't want to take on someone else's financial mess, especially one involving court cases and bad credit. So if she doesn't sell, she's stuck. If she tries to refinance, she'll probably be denied again. And if she keeps trying to hold on without income or support, she might end up in foreclosure. It's a tough spot. And sources say Porsha is feeling the pressure. She's reportedly stressed out, losing sleep, and trying to figure out her next move. At this point, she doesn't have a regular job, no major TV deals lined up, and the house definitely isn't paying for itself. You can only pretend everything's fine for so long before the bills start speaking louder than the Instagram posts. So here's the question: what's next for Porsha Williams? Should she try to sell the house and start fresh? Try to negotiate something with Simon, even though he says he's done? Or maybe reach out to Bravo for a new show and turn this drama into a storyline? One thing we do know: Porsha's always known how to stay in the spotlight, and she might find a way to use this as a comeback moment. What would you do in her situation? So yeah, that's the full breakdown of Porsha Williams' current housing drama, and honestly, it's not just a messy situation, it's a major financial storm with real-life consequences. No husband, no mortgage approval, and a mansion she might not be able to keep? Phew. That's not reality TV anymore, that's real life coming at you fast. Now here's where I want to hear from you. Imagine you're in Porsha's shoes. You've got a luxury house, no help from your ex, and the bank's already told you, sorry, we can't help you either. What's the next move? Do you try to sell and cut your losses? Hustle harder and find new income? Maybe reach back out to Simon and negotiate some kind of deal? Or do you try to turn the drama into dollars, maybe pitch a new show, drop a tell-all, or pull a back like I never left kind of rebrand? Because let's be real, Porsha is no stranger to the spotlight. She knows how to spin a storyline when she needs to. But this time, it's not just about headlines or shade. It's about housing, finances, and stability for her and her family. Also, this whole situation is a reminder for anybody watching: no matter how famous or glamorous someone looks on the outside, you never really know what's going on behind those mansion doors. You can be living in a $7 million home and still be one denied loan away from losing it all. And while we're talking about finances, let's get real for a second: credit scores, income, and responsibility. That stuff matters. Whether you're a reality star or a regular person, the bank doesn't care about your followers or your wedding photos. They care about numbers, and if they don't add up, it's a no-go. That's what Porsha is facing right now. And that's a lesson we can all learn from. Now, I'm not here to bash Porsha, let me be clear on that. Life gets messy. People go through things. We've all had moments where we thought we were good, only to find out we weren't nearly as prepared as we needed to be. But what matters most is how you bounce back. So what do you think her next move should be? Because at this point, she's running out of options and time. The grace period is almost over, the money's not flowing, and the bank already said no. So where does she go from here? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear from everybody. Do you think she can recover from this? Should she stay and fight to keep the house? Or is it smarter to cut ties, move on, and start fresh somewhere new? And while you're down there in the comments, don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, relatable, or just plain wild. Hit that subscribe button if you want more real talk on celebrity news, pop culture mess, and the behind-the-scenes stories no one else is breaking down like this. And of course, turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. This story is still unfolding, so trust and believe if there's another twist. I'll be right back here with the full tea and the receipts. Until then, remember this, money may come and go, but bad credit will humble you every single time. Hit that subscribe button if you want more real talk on celebrity news, pop culture mess, and the behind-the-scenes stories no one else is breaking down like this. And of course, turn on those notifications so you never miss an update. This story is still unfolding, so trust and believe if there's another twist. I'll be right back here with the full tea and the receipts. Until then, remember this, money may come and go, but bad credit will humble you every single time. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video.